ruining my problem. I talked to Jose about it already. You were ruining my fucking vacation.
You're only making it worse. All right, Jose, how about you? All right, it's me and
Only frogs in the camera.
Hey, man.
This is what I wanted. Come back.
That's my brother. He's mad. He chose to do that.
I chose to do that. Yep. I chose to come out here, take 3 days off.
I said at some point. I mean, you didn't have to have. And Carl, you could be incognito. You could have been incognito. But anyways.
I could have been. You invited me into it. Just go.
All right. Welcome to the Crowman show.
Always starting with action. Yeah, that's probably one of the first times. No, we started with action before, actually. But yeah. At some point, you know, my brother does have really good political views. I mean, he's
He likes Bernie.
no, he's not very political. He's just not into it. And probably good for him. And probably either way, still a target because of the left-wing mob.
Mob, fucking the army. Okay, you don't understand. When I was in the fucking front lines of that fucking communist march, I saw things that you fucking would never see.
Okay,
even in a fucking
apparently
in Berkeley.
there's details. Like if you just so you understand, there are details about the march that happened, the march against Marxism Part 2 that I don't know about. So we need to jump into that.
All right.
Apparently.
Can we do that entire
Yes.
visual again, where you stand up and I'm grabbing you and you're me?
I guess. Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So basically, what happened is alright, I'm gonna drink this because I hate reliving shit like this, you know? Violence. You know? Especially violence that I don't start. Alright, that's good. Alright. So, I go to the event with him. It's a march against communism, right?
Yeah.
So, what I want to do...
against Marxism.
So
that
me...
Amber's event.
So me, I want to pretend that I'm a Antifa guy, right? So, what my goal was to sneak into the mob as a normal person, the way I was dressed.
Uh-huh.
But some guy, he recognized me, and pretend like Steve is me, all right? So, some guy, he comes up to me from behind, and he grabs me like this, and he says, "Hey, this guy's with Crowman." And he's not even looking at me. He's just looking at anyone who he can get his attention to. And he's just like, "This guy's with Crowman. This guy's with Crowman." And then, on this is me, right? So on this side, there's like a cement barricade.
Yeah.
You know those at the freeway? There's those the dividers.
Okay.
Yeah, they put those up on the street.
Yeah.
And there's some SWAT team guys, you know, for the protest, and they're on this side of me, being me, Steve being me.
Okay.
Anyways, and then a security guy, or not security, a SWAT team member, he grabs me by the arm, and then he pulls me over here. So I'm over here, the SWAT team's me, and then the guy who was fucking with me is on this side. And then, at this moment, I'm just staring him down, up and down, like I'm gonna fuck him up. And then, I'm like, in my line of vision is him, and then the fucking SWAT team member. So it's like, you know, if I fuck this guy up, I got a SWAT team member. What the fuck? No, I'm not gonna do that. So I just turn around and just, you know, go our separate ways. And what I do, I'm gonna sit down now. What I do is I go into like an alleyway. And I changed all my clothes. Nobody's there. It was the perfect time. Nobody, not a single whisper, you know. It was just empty alleyway. It's like a couple dumpsters. I even hid behind the dumpsters while I was changing, just in case some guy would pop out of the blue. And so I hopped back in there, and it was, it felt so exhilarating, you know. Like, changing your clothes Well, in a protest like that is like I don't know. It's like disguising yourself as the enemy, as I would say, because that's basically what I did. I dressed myself up as an Antifa member so I can join their side, and they didn't know who I was. They really, for a moment, some people were following me. Some of the same, like everyone I saw on the other side, they all had their own masks, but certain three fellows, I'd say, I didn't see their faces, but they had the same masks, so I knew who they were. Mask-wise, they followed me around and they were just checking me out, you know. But I was just walking. I was moving at the same pace they were. I wasn't causing any trouble. I just wanted to see what was going on. I didn't really make myself the type of person that would stop them. I really wanted to blend into them as much as I could, to my extent. I didn't participate in what they were doing. You know, one person was picking up bricks. There was a tree, and it was the ground. It was surrounded by bricks. It was kind of like an art display, you know, like the sidewalk was bricks, and then there's a little circle and then a tree. You know, and they were just taking the bricks out of the ground. And they were just, the person who was taking the bricks out of the ground, they were just like,
they're picking bricks up out of the ground.
and they're just like, yeah, we can use these on the Nazis. Come on, take a brick, take a brick. And after that, I remember a police.
I'm sorry, that's
So
horrible.
at the end of the thing, we ended up at like a park, and basically some guy gave a speech. I don't remember it anymore. It was a stupid speech, but Antifa just wanted to wave a communist flag all over the city for one day, you know. And the cops, they didn't like that, so they stopped us and they started shooting some explosives at us, you know. And
Awesome.
and yeah, the Antifa members, some of them stayed there to say to get whatever they had off their chest. Yeah. So but another group of the Antifa, they turned around and they went back, and then they found a parking garage under an apartment complex, and they're just like, let's just go through here. So we went under the apartment complex, which made us skip a block to the left, and then we kept going north to the original spot, and then we ended up making it. It was kind of funny because I put my mask on for so long, I was sweating so much. I felt like I was a soaked sponge by the end of it.
Really?
With warm water. It was gross. It was gross. And then what else? I ended up there. I took my mask off just to breathe and try calling you, but you didn't pick up. I don't know what happened to you.
My phone was in my
Tell us what happened to you.
Actually,
tell us what happened to you when we split up.
my phone was in my jacket and I had to get out of there.
No. I mean, like, tell us.
No, my phone fell. That's right.
Stop. What I'm asking you is, tell us every detail from when we split up.
I'm not gonna remember all that shit.
As much as you can.
From when we went up, my phone fell and I dropped it and it was.
Well, people were fighting you, weren't they?
They weren't really fighting me.
What?
No, they weren't fighting me.
They didn't have you backed up against a car?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I got pushed up against a car. The police were right there at the same time, and they were making sure that like nothing super violent happened. And they were being super, covert about everything they were doing.
Okay, let me explain something. When it comes to police and Antifa will go verbally as high as they can.
Yeah.
They won't go violent, but they will raise their voice. They will go anything except for physical, as high as they can. They'll go up in your face as much as they can. But since there's a police guy right there, they're not gonna punch you in your face, but they're gonna be centimeters away from your face.
They're being as physical as they could without being noticeable on camera. Without a doubt, like they weren't doing any arm movements at all. They didn't punch me. They didn't do any elbows. But I already went over all of that. They didn't do any of that. They didn't kick me because they already know about the kicking. They just They just tried to, they did elbows. They tried to do elbows. I took a bunch of elbows, but they didn't, the elbowing wasn't as effective. I didn't take as many bruises as, nothing visible, nothing I could take pictures of.
Yeah, nothing near as the guy that got whacked in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
fucking...
They tried to harm me as much as they could, but without all the, yeah.
They didn't want
Their
anything,
attempt to be
they didn't want anything
discreet
that could
didn't
last.
do any damage. So
They didn't hit you, right?
they did with their elbows, but it was just nothing.
Yeah, that's not really hitting, just bumping.
They tried. I was getting whacked left and right with elbows. They tried whacking me with elbows.
Okay, I've been practicing on punching bag. You can't really
Yeah.
you can't hit a punching bag really hard with your elbows. They're just bumping the fuck out of you. They're just trying to piss you off, right?
Yeah, it was nothing.
They're just trying to piss him off, right?
Yeah.
And then like you're just behind there. You're just like, oh, I'm here. I'm staying here. I was here first. Some shit like that, right? Excuse me.
Yes. I was up against a car. I saw one way out. It was towards the police who were coming in fast. I already went over this. They showed up really quick and they tried to pull me out. And I was like, I mean, they didn't like grab me, and I wasn't willing. I wasn't really willing to go. I was like, I'm already here, so I might as well stand my ground. And I just repeated over and over again that I'm already here, I'm already here, I'm already here. And then eventually I got mad and I started shouting. I'm like, man, I was already here, god damn it. And you all saw that. The video is online. Yeah, I stood my ground and I kept my ground in the end. So, yeah, I got to keep where I was at. The police, they tried to encourage me to come out of there, but I stood where I was at. My back, I couldn't go back any further because there was a car at my back, and so I just stood where I was at rather than taking that little gap. Whether or not I stood where I was at or took that hole out, it would have been nothing but mashing in between a bunch of people and protesters and them with their fucking elbows out, and the police and whatnot. So, I mean, I just decided, like, it was the same either way. I just stayed where I was at, and I stood my ground, and I stayed there. Yeah, in the end, they backed off, and so I just enjoyed the rest of the whole thing like it was a fair. And that was pretty much my approach on the rest of the thing. I went up to them when they were doing their thing just to see what they were doing, and if it was interesting, I would record. But you all saw, all my recordings are online.
I'm just trying to recall everything from that night. From that night, man, that was the craziest night. Not by far, but in a while. You know what I mean? There've been crazier times where Antifa was in our face.
In my experience, it was more crazier last year than it was this year.
Yeah. But, it was our share of confronting,
Yeah.
What happened to your phone?
It's right there.
No, that night.
I dropped it.
You fucking shattered it. Because I was calling you
I
a
dropped
million times.
It just hit the ground, and all the buttons got fucked up, and the one button, and it was done.
Yeah, I was so lucky to run into one of our friends, and then we went to a bar, we chilled, we drank, got home safely. But mostly the event, that was crazy. What's funny is that I didn't know where I was when the march ended, so I was still under my mask, and then I asked another Antifa member, "Hey, how do I go from the way I came?" And they were just like, "What?" Where we started, and then I pretended to have an accent. I'm not gonna say what accent I had, but let's just say that,
Okay.
that type of accent. But fucking, they bought it. They bought it like a fucking like a cheap sale on coke. They bought the fuck out of my disguise after I put it on.
Okay.
That night was fucking heated.
Yeah.
Also, no, I wasn't any close to fucking anyone up because like I was surrounded by a fucking military of Antifa. You have no idea what it's like to pretend to be the enemy when you're surrounded by the enemy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What do you just do?
Nothing.
But yeah, it was a really good night.
Yeah.
When's the next one?
I'm not really sure when, let me check real quick how far are we into this. We are only 16 minutes. Let's see if we can do another 30 minutes. Let's smoke a bowl.
Yeah.
If you guys are smoking, no.
Hey, what you drinking?
I'm done drinking.
You don't have any more in your cup? Yeah, you do. Come on.
Yes. And
Let's cheers then.
this is too much for me.
Come on, let's make a cheers.
I'm fucked up.
Come on! I can't do this by myself, you know? Just a cheers, you know? Wait. To what?
To the almighty cat, as usual.
To Kyrgyzstan.
This is stronger than I need it to be.
Hey, I put to my standards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, so on solo cups, there's a little, like, you know how they're indents and like a bunch of notches and like, you know, it's not a flat, it's not, you know, a flat cup all the way down. It's not like, you know, a regular cup. It has like little curves and edges. Well, at the very bottom one, there's like a flat amount of space where, you know, there's like a, well, that flat amount of space is the equivalent of one shot. One jigger of alcohol, as they call it. So I give at least my good buddy here one. Alright, give me that. Take a seat. Alright. On this
Here
segment,
we go.
On this segment of Crowman 17, we're going to talk about the Mercury News. Not the news, but just the subjects, the titles they've brought up. And they are some spicy shit, you know? There's some spicy topics we got for you. Fucking shit right now. Saudis seeking a path out of... Saudis seeking a path out after journalist death. So, what do the Saudis do?
They killed a journalist who was American citizen or citizenized.
Alright. So, basically,
In Turkey,
when
in
you go-
Constantinople.
when you go out of the country as an American, your American passport is like waving around all your money. All your life savings is your fucking passport. Alright? When you go into Saudi Arabia, you know, those fucking fucks are greedy as shit, you know? And your passport, not just, maybe it's just my opinion, but I believe any American traveling into Saudi Arabia, identifying themselves as an American is just like a, hey guys, you guys want to fuck with me?
Yes.
Exactly
Yes.
what it is.
Yes, I totally agree.
Where you going?
Over here.
Are you taking a piss?
Something like that.
All right, I'll wait. I ain't the fucking host of this fucking show, so I'm gonna fucking read you some other shit. Discover the full spectrum of sound with this fucking keyboard and shit. Says conventional hearing aid, ear lens hearing technology. When compared to conventional hearing aids, ear lens technology provides superior sound quality, twice the frequency spectrum of sound. Also, it's virtually no annoying feedback. I wish Carl would say something about that to me. Anyways, it says join us for a seminar on hearing impairment and ear lens advanced technology, Wednesday, November 7th at 11 a.m. Learn what this revolutionary device could do for you. Call 650-353-5254 to reserve your spot. Spaces are limited.
Your mom's will mood.
Fuck you. The address is 4055 Campbell Avenue, Menlo Park, California, 94025. Earlens.com. Are you fucking done taking a piss or what?
Alex, stop yelling.
Sorry. Alright. This is Dogs with Alex Gold. You come out here, you little fucking rat. Are you a puppy baby? Hmm? Dude, you baby. Yeah, you are.
We live?
Yeah, we are. Or, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I feel like there's like a million comments, not a million, but like there's probably like 10 comments waiting for us to respond to. Hold on.
Hey, talk about what we found out about that guy that tried to commit suicide.
Hold on a second. The guy that tried killing himself today.
Yesterday.
So, basically when we got here, alright.
Don't listen to Carl.
Alright, I'll stay quiet.
Not a mile away from the camera. Alex, it can hear you.
They're waiting.
So basically, what happened when we arrived here at the camp, some guy who came here before us, they tried to kill themselves, and they left like a really big note in the passenger side, on the passenger seat, and it read basically, "This is your fault. Everything I'm doing is your fault," and like I can't really recall all of it. It wasn't like all the whole entire note didn't blame it on the other person, but it was definitely the vibe it came off of as a suicide note. You know, it didn't say anything about suicide or killing myself. It just said, "These are for you. This is for you. I only have this to my name." It was a very descending type of text when I read the note. But yeah, there's a car here that was parked when we got here, and the person driving the car tried to kill themselves, but they didn't, and they found him. I don't know what they did with him, but they took him away, and yeah, it was really spooky. I'm not gonna lie, this is a real Halloween special. Like I haven't had anything this scary in Halloween since God knows when. And yeah.
I just
Fucking
committed
Steve,
that.
where the fuck are you? I'm done.
I'm sorry. I am done.
Done what? Done recording or done what?
Yep. I'm sorry for the guy that tried to kill himself, and I'm glad he didn't kill himself. And you know, I hope he finds a way through, and everything turns out to be all good and glory. I'm not gonna drink any more. I drank. That's too much for me. And yeah, that's the way the night ends.
Tell us more about your side of the March Against Marxism shit.
I told you that where I can remember, and I'm not.
Well, you didn't tell to the camera, that's for sure.
I'm sorry, I can't remember anything else right now. I'm just too fucked up to remember.
Let me refresh your memory.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. He's gonna refresh my memory.
Already.
I don't want to be in the video, but I'm contributing a lot from the other side.
So basically, you told me that
Yeah, I am. I agree.
what you said is that they backed you up against the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that shit. What about before that?
I just walked up, and then like someone said like that's the Yvette Falarka down there, and I was standing there for a minute thinking like, oh, that's not really
How about
her.
this? How about this? Before Yvette Falarka, can you remember anything from the moment we split?
Not really, no. I know that happened when we
You were
split.
with someone. You were just walking down the road with one of the guys on our side.
Yeah,
He
someone.
was the
I
Filipino
don't
guy.
know.
He went to the bar with us.
Patrick for a minute. Yeah, that was
you
it.
were walking
Just
in.
for a minute, and then I separated from him, and then I spent the rest of the time. That was in the beginning, and after I separated from him, I was with him on my own for a minute or like an hour at least.
When we got all back together, we were just like scrambled,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know what
Maybe
the fuck
a couple
happened
hours.
to you.
By the time we
I got
back
really
together,
stressed
it
out.
was different.
I got stressed out because
I kinda ran
immediately,
this, as you can tell.
immediately after the Antifa rally, they just said, "Oh, go down this road and you'll come back from where you came." And we parked like what, 3 blocks away from there. So I walked back there.
3 blocks.
I
Like
walked
10
back there.
blocks, 12 blocks.
11, 20, 50, 40.
Yeah,
Who
who
fucking
knows?
gives a shit? I walked back to where the car is. You fucking moved the fucking car.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where to go. Is that Cherokee still under your name?
It never was under my name.
Mm,
Forget about that car.
fuck it.
It's long gone now. It's not my responsibility. I don't care.
Do you have a car? Yes or no? I mean, like, after this
You're being
trip.
stupid right now.
I'm asking you, is the Cherokee, like, was the Cherokee your car or no?
No, and it was never my car.
Oh, never mind then.
No.
Oh.
I just it was a borrowed car.
But yeah,
I'm trying to. I'm sorry.
You scared me when I went back to the.
I'm sorry that happened. You know.
You scared the shit out of me. I went back to the car and the car wasn't there. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, I just moved it closer, but it wasn't really that close.
Yeah, man.
Much closer.
For future reference, if you're gonna do that,
I dropped my phone.
I know.
Remember? My
I know.
phone busted. I tried to get a hold of you.
All right.
Left the walkie-talkie in my back.
I forgive you. I forgive you. All
A
right.
lot of crazy shit happened that day, man. It was wild.
All right. I forgive you. Next time,
You forgive me. Thank you. Well, thank you, my lord.
just.
Thank you, my lord.
I'm not. Shut up. The next time you move your fucking car, just let me know, cause I was really scared.
I couldn't. I had no way of letting you know.
All right.
To tell you.
Well,
A lot of crazy things happened that day.
I was so.
God damn it!
I was so scared that night. I thought you left me in burglary.
We're done.
We are.
I'm ending it.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Cool.
Adios, amigos.
I do wish we brought a board game though.